Yeah, we traveled we traveled locally. You know, Valdosta like an hour and some change.
Yeah, about to say about an hour, right?
Yeah.
What's happening here that's not happening anyplace else?
I mean, the competitive level starts at 4 years old.
Classic rivalry.
Hall of Fame type coaches, great personalities.
All three schools, though, they changed the game of college football.
Florida State Seminole. Miami Hurricanes.
Florida Gators.
You want to dominate your opponents and you want to get stoned, make sure that you roll up.
It's the roll up. It's the vibes. Another beautiful day in the Sunshine State, and I am kicking it with the illest. Larry Young, CJ, what it do?
Chilling, man. Little overcast Sunday. I'm not gonna do anything today. Usually I lie and say I'm gonna do laundry and stuff. I done let the shit get so bad. I use a laundry service today. I was like, bro, I'm never gonna catch up with this shit. I've been too busy. And the crazy shit was, right, I'm trying this new service, right? The lady said, as long as it's like not, you know, nasty laundry or whatever. I'm like, well, ain't laundry nasty by nature, man? You know what I mean?
No, you can't be streaking, is what she said.
It's levels of nasty.
It's levels of streets.
That's facts.
It's a slight skid, and then say, hey, man, that's gravel on the turf. But another thing is this. I'm like, oh, she definitely been traumatized. You done picked up some drawers with some crumbled up Oreos and that some bitch. I was like, oh, man.
That's a wild description, man.
Hey, I'm just saying, I can tell, bro. She had so many questions. I was like, oh yeah, you done been hit with some shit.
So what entails in a real quick? We'll give it to CJ. How you doing? You good, bro?
Oh yeah, doing good, man. Yesterday was pretty wild. It was my middle son's birthday, Big 10. He also had the Jamboree. He had the Jamboree on the same day. He had a sleepover, so it's been pretty active, man. Real good vibes. Can't complain, man. It's crazy because the Jamboree, you usually play a half. They cut that shit short to a quarter for us. We, we're like 13-7, but it was like lightning and rain in the area. All the parents was complaining and shit, man. And the fieldsman came out and said, "Hey, listen, man, this shit 4 miles away, man. Y'all better get y'all ass up out of here, it's coming." Well, sure enough, bro.
Don't fuck off that lightning at all.
Right, but sure enough, though, we lightning was an issue, but sure enough, as soon as we basically got ready, headed out or whatever, everybody was kind of slow rolling. The downpour came, the lightning came. So yeah, it was crazy.
Nice, man. We had Jamboree as well, but my son woke up, bro, sick as a dog. He was sniffling Friday night and said he didn't feel good. Went to bed early. I knew something was. I said, bro, ain't need to hop on the laptop and get it in with his internet friends, man. But he passed out Friday night. Woke up Saturday morning, saying his legs and his back was hurting. But we had to take him out there to at least for the roster check-in and all that stuff, man, to Jamboree. And then when he got out there, he wanted to see his team play. But long story short, man, we took him to the doctor to get him checked out, and he got COVID, bro. So, little man down for the count, bro. So we got to quarantine and isolate him a little bit.
He the first one in the house, isn't it?
First one in the crib to get it, bro.
Put him out, man. I'm gonna put him in the trailer. That's how my friend had his kid, but his kid like 17, and they got a camper. So yeah, he was staying out there in the camper for the weekend.
I ain't put my son. He right in the room, bro.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he got his own room.
Yeah.
Nah, I'll just
this point, for sure.
But the Jamboree did go pretty. They got our team got smacked in that little first. They did a little half thing. They did like a round robin thing. They was bouncing around to different teams.
That was my first time seeing that. I saw that in the spring. My bad for interrupting. I saw it in the spring I was in, what was I at in the spring? Because it was spring football around the Orlando area, matter of fact. And yeah, they were first time I ever seen that shit. They were like alternating different series. Like you get 2 series here, another team come in. That shit was confusing. Confusing to me.
Real quick, man, this team had jumped down 14-0. Like them boys ran 2 offensive plays. It was just a scrimmage, so with no refs out there. So they just went offense, defense versus each team type shit. And the coaches were kind of just calling the penalties, whatever. But they jumped down 14-0. He jumps out of the lawn chair and start going towards his helmet and shit. I'm like, boy, what the hell is you doing?
Well, so you can't stand for that shit.
Thank you, Jordan. You finna come save today?
Flu game.
Come to save, okay. Come to save. We'll beat the Monstars, right?
Man, sit down, man.
Boy, ready for that flu game. Nah, we ain't going out like this.
I tell you
I
what,
gotta respect the fire.
Daddy ball is big out there, man. I haven't started my coaching
yeah.
career yet. I started this week, bro. And that was more encouragement for me to get off my ass and get up out there. But daddy ball is big out there, man. A lot of egos and shit. Living vicariously through some of these kids, bro. But other than that, man, great time. Larry Young. What entails laundry service? I heard dry cleaning. So what they do? They come by, pick it up, scoop it up?
Yeah, this is my first time doing it this way. Yeah, they supposed to come pick it up, but the window's crazy big. Like it's between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. I'm like, so I'm supposed to just leave clothes outside all day? I was like, I live in an apartment, man. They'd be done find me for some shit like that. I was like, can you give me like a tighter window?
You see the neighbors wearing your shit like I'm coming to America.
Right, for real.
And I know, and I got to be like one of the biggest people out here, so it's gonna be pretty goddamn obvious. I'm like, hey, my man, let me see that. Yeah, cuz that's a 2XLT, bro. Can I get that up off of you? You was medium at best.
The wild part about that, but they give you a 12-hour fucking window. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she said it'd be a little tighter than that. She said probably around.
We'll make it a little tighter then.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try it. It is what it is. It's like, all right, bro. Like I said, I ain't gonna catch up because I got way too much stuff to do today. Like when we get done with this, I got a get together around noon, nice. And then I got another get together this evening. So it's like I just won't have time. So I just had to give it away, man. I was like, I'm putting it in the law's hand.
You ever been so lazy? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You been so lazy with your laundry, you just go buy some clothes?
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Especially drawers. Oh, man. Come on, man. You know how quick I run out? You know how much, bro, I have an ignorant
That's
amount
extreme laziness, dog. Like, because I do that.
It is.
That's extreme laziness. Like, bro, just do the laundry. You're going to bypass the washing machine.
You actually do it more damn
I got an ignorant amount of underwear,
gas
socks.
too high for that shit.
Yeah.
Like, any type of underwear you wear under your clothes, T-shirts, underwear, boxes, whatever, box briefs, socks, I have an ignorant amount of. Because, just because of that, I'd be like, man, shit. All right, I'm just swing by Walmart, cuz pick up a little 6-pack. That is just dumb, ignorant, lazy. Trying to do better, man. I really just, like, my days
like when your actual clothes are on, you can kind of suffice, but like when your drawers and your socks.
Yeah, I can get around
that's it.
Yeah,
I can get around the actual clothes.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, I had planned on it yesterday, but sis hit me with the old, ain't nobody come help her move. I was like, oh, you got to be shitting me. I paid the homie Stacks $100 to help her in Orlando, and
he ain't show?
Come back, huh?
He ain't show?
No, he showed for the pack up.
Oh,
I was there for the putting it in the storage area, and my stepdad he pulled a okie doke, so he had outreach, cause I was out there, man. It was 128 degrees easy. Man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Don't call me to help you move, man.
Yeah, my sister, dog. And literally because nobody else showed up is the only reason I did. Right. That's the only reason.
You got a whole family now.
Yeah, we gotta have a sit down, man. We gotta have a family meeting, man, about accountability. Keep your word, man. Told me he forgot he had outreach. All right, well, I forget. Bring your ass on.
I'm just gonna be honest with my people. Tell them I ain't coming. Hey, man, if I could donate $20 towards the cause, whatever, some chicken, some beer.
I got 50.
Whatever I can offer.
Yeah, they go 50, man. They have a service.
My time to lift couches and shit, I'm not lifting couches, man.
Bro, I was done yesterday after all that shit. This is a PSA, though, for all our listeners, man.
I ain't did in a while.
You can go to U-Haul on their site. They have where you can hire movers for cheap. It really ain't no crazy amount. We ain't talking like 2 men in the truck. Like, literally, they got guys that, like, that might be their side hustle. 3 homeboys will help do that on the weekends or whatever. And you can get it for a reasonable price. Don't call your friends.
You ever dealt with
calling me, ask for a donation.
You ever dealt with bad movers?
I've never dealt with movers. So
they'll fuck your shit up, man. So
again, the risk you just gotta take. What we gonna do? We gonna be lazy, or we gonna take or we gonna take accountability for our own shit.
Yeah,
shout out to AJ and you got it, bro.
Shout out to AJ Melania Scott, man, with the $9.99 donation already. We rolling, man. Chris Sorley in the building, Sin TV, Bam, Raw Diets and Pet Supplies. We got a whole store in here, man. Anthony Johnson, what it do, man? We working on getting them tickets out of here. We vibing a little bit, man. We go before we get into some Big Three talk and all that ad reads and all that shenanigans. I want to talk about the tailgate, man. Big Easy's pulling up. Duke Dunkeese and the boys. And got to do what they got to do week 1, take this L so we can all go celebrate in New Orleans and do our thing. But feeling really excited about that shit as we get closer, dog. Just trying to figure out my plays. Friday, Saturday. I've been asking TJ. I know he was out with his kids and shit this weekend, but I was like, bro, I need an itinerary, man.
Yeah, we need to put.
You go out, you leave with women, bro. You go vacation and you do shit like this with women. You have a detailed itinerary of the shenanigans, and we ain't got shit right now. I was like, bro, I need an itinerary, bro.
Oh no, I just need to know where I got to be. I don't want no itinerary after that. I mean, if we have obligations, like, hey, we must be here at this time. Okay, cool.
That's
but vacation, bro. Just tell me where we checking in at. She gonna drag you around to the rest of the shit, or talk shit about the fact that you didn't want to do nothing.
Oh no, you gonna do something.
You better have itinerary.
I want to do shit though, man. I mean, sometimes I want to go on vacation and just like lay around, but I can do that at home. I can do that at home. That's what I be thinking. Like, I'm out of town, new city I've never been to. Now, if I'm going to Miami or something like that, I've been there a million times. It's not really no sightseeing and shit. But when I'm out to a city or a place I've never been to, I got to get out and about and meet the locals and check the vibes of the culture around there.
What do you want to do outside eat the local cuisine? Like, what do you want to do?
Sightsee. Like the fly shit, like the Bean in Chicago, and you go see Statue of Liberty and Central Park in New York. Just sightsee the main spots.
I'm into that. I'm a museum guy. I love a good museum. That's about it for me though. But I like to see all the big stuff.
Yeah, I do random shit too. Like I went by Yay House in Chicago, took some pictures there and shit. Just random shit, just sightsee, man.
Yay House. I was like,
Kanye.
What is Gay House?
No, I didn't go by that
crazy house.
Nah,
I mean, it might be a cool house, but I was like, what is that? I never heard of that.
It might be nice.
Yeah.
Tailgate weekend, man. If you haven't joined the Patreon, join at a $15 level. It'll save you about $35, man. The tickets are $50. But at Patreon $15 level, you get into all of our tailgates for free for the season. And also you get access to a lot of pick'em games that include Gramco prizes, cash prizes. We have video Warzone tournaments that include same thing, cash prizes weekly. A lot of different benefits, man. Tailgate wise, I think we haven't announced this. I think Guthries is part of the food. Liquor's gonna be included. Gramco products, man. We have the gummies out there, the hard candy. Also some seltzer should be fresh cans. Y'all be the test rats.
Test dummies.
Yeah, y'all need to test dummies. Test
I didn't want to say dummies. Test pilots. Test pilots.
Yeah, test pilots.
Yeah, I like that better.
Yeah, we're gonna get high.
Brave soldiers.
Yeah, we don't want nobody to be in the crash out dummy.
I'll be testing with you. I'll be testing with you if that makes you feel better.
Yeah. We all in the same boat. How about that?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
definitely sign up to the like Larry say, do the mail. Sign up with the Patreon level, $15. The tickets itself is $50, which is still a good deal itself. And if you want an individual ticket, that's still a great deal itself with you when you're including food, drinks, those things get priced in itself. We look the Gramco products, live DJ, tent. Come on now, man. For $50, you're really coming out on top either way. So
London gonna be doing flips
what?
off of tailgates, and that may go wrong. So
that definitely may go wrong.
Football season is 4 months, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
So 4 times 15, that's $60. Remember that 15, as long as you're a $15 member, that is access to all the tailgates.
All the tailgates. Hold on, how many? Let's talk to them. We got the Tennessee and Florida one lined up. Of course, we got the Florida State, Florida, Miami. We got the Clemson, FSU. Come on now, we got some shit lined up for y'all now. Come on now. And also we're forgetting the world's largest cocktail party. We got Georgia and Florida lined up. So $60 within 4 months. Shit, all of these damn tailgates. Come on now.
It paid for itself like 5 times over. Like for real. Right. Like it's just that easy. So
we think we're gonna add some Athens in there too, man. I'm pretty sure we're gonna add some Athens
access
tailgates.
To all. Yeah, I forgot we talking about adding the Athens game too. So I mean,
that Florida State,
all
that Florida State Miami tailgate gonna be a movie. The experience. I ain't gonna say tailgate. The experience. We putting together a weekend of experience for that shit. So you definitely gonna get more than your bucks worth for that weekend. But nonetheless, we gotta get into some Big Three talk. The roll up is brought to you by Gramco. Be sure to visit thegramco.com. Use coupon code ROLLUP25 for 25% off of all Delta 8 THC products. Everything's federally legal to your mailbox, discreet packaging, so the mailman don't know you got that loud in the air. You don't know shit. You just think he's dropping off a regular Amazon package, but you got that loud in there. You feel me?
That bang.
That
Unless
bang.
he a customer too.
Yeah, then he know. Shit.
The eagle has landed.
The eagle has landed. Speaking of eagles, we'll talk about that later. Appreciate. Oh man, Adrian Calhoun with the Dubski, man. We appreciate that Dubski, bro.
Yes, sir.
Y'all got questions and shit, man. Lob them in here too. Takes, whatever, man. Love, we'll read that out, but we appreciate just the cash as well, man. Y'all boys showing big love this Sunday morning. The gummies of Grand Collab Grammys, they come in 3 flavors: blue raspberry, fruit punch, and watermelon. All of it's fire, man. Hard candy, they have tropical orange, wake and bake coffee, pre-rolls, the powder. They have a powder mix that you can put in absolute anything. Dissolves very better in hot liquid, but you can put it in cold liquid. I put it in my orange juice just to get the morning going, bro. Just 1 scoop, boom. I ain't got to put one in the air first thing. I don't like waking baking all the time, dog. You got to give your lungs a break sometimes. You feel me? Yeah. Sometimes I need that THC, but I don't be want to put nothing in the air. So that's perfect. Just grab a scoop, throw it in my orange juice, shake it up. I'm good to go, man.
Ready.
Larry Young.
Must be 21 years of age or older to order.
There you go. Where we at with it? Who want to start it off? Camp, recruiting?
Y'all got some recruiting stuff?
I got some recruiting updates. I got some tidbits.
I got like 8 tidbits. I'll let you kick it off.
I got more so with my stuff. It's just
I ended up then since I got the smallest.
Mike out here working in the dead period?
No, it's nothing like that. I got more things in regards to
where he was at.
Friday night updates as far as commits. Chris Gaines was played this Friday for football. Just so updates in regards to the commits and what they had going on Friday night. No, you guys go ahead though.
That's pretty much what I got recruit wise. I ain't got a whole lot, but I can start my recruiting. Let me see what I got here. Caden McDonald has set a commitment date. I was hoping he's one of those kids that would decide before the season. I know we got some momentum there. He's deciding to go on Halloween, October 31st. Seems to be a Clemson and Florida battle. Ohio State and Michigan also involved. He's also will be visiting for the Utah game. I'm pretty sure all of our commits will be at that Utah game. Besides our commits, there are like a few gyms that'll be there. Like I said, Caden McDonald, 5-star defensive back Cormani McClain will be also at the Utah game. And then 4-star defensive back Dijon Johnson should also be at that game. I thought all of that was great shit. Everybody else on that list are pretty much commits. Will Norman, another recruit, is leaving IMG. 4-star defensive tackle, committed to us maybe like a couple weeks ago. Put out a note, said, first and foremost, I would like to thank Coach Pepper Johnson and the fellow IMG staff for giving me the opportunity to showcase my talents on a national platform. I would also like to give a special thanks to Coach Logan for taking the time to train me off the field, putting me in the best positions to move forward in my career. The knowledge and the lessons learned will forever be instilled in me. Thank you again, IMG. With that being said, my family and I have made a decision to take my talents to Baltimore in pursuit of a national title. I'm excited to announce I will transfer to St. Francis Academy.
St. Francis.
Oh, St. Francis.
Yeah. National powerhouse.
That's becoming a thing, though, man. Some of these kids go to IMG, get their clout up and slide back to the crib. It's becoming a little thing.
Because you get ready to leave anyways, more than likely, unless he decided to like.
This isn't his home, though. Maryland. He transferred
that
to
isn't
another.
His home?
Nah, he's from Jersey.
Right? Yeah.
He's from Jersey. Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. Maybe he got a cousin over there or something else. I don't know. Best of luck to guy.
No doubt.
You went out there and get that natty.
3-star, 4-star, depending on which services you visit. DeQuavia Sorey is deciding August 26th. On his edit, he has Auburn, Miami, UF, and Bama is who he's choosing from. Y'all can finally get a wide receiver, Larry?
DeQuavia Sorey is not being recruited by this staff and has not. But he is putting our hat up there.
Gaddis might want to double back on some of that shit, though.
I mean, it's just clearly he don't. Matter of fact, he actually already said that he's not picking us. Because somebody tweeted out this staff been recruiting Jit, and they didn't at him.
They did add him.
They had him.
They did.
Yeah,
I looked at it
nasty
and
work.
see it. Oh, okay.
That's nasty work.
When I looked at, maybe he blocked him or something, so I didn't see it. Yeah, that is nasty work.
That's nasty work.
Like, come on, bro.
Who
gives a fuck? Like, dog.
It's not that deep.
Yeah, let the damn Jit have his little troll moment, whatever it is. Who cares at the end of the damn day? Like, y'all be too damn emotional about shit like that.
I just be hoping them people be like 12, but I just know they ain't.
No, definitely not.
I know they not that. I know because first it's just whatever, man.
I think Sori's heading to. I don't think he's a take for anybody on that graphic, but Auburn. So I'm pretty sure he's going to Auburn. I said on this show a few shows ago that he waited himself out. It was a time he was a take for us. It went from him being a wide receiver take to we'll take him as an athlete, maybe a safety, to him not being a take at all. And so I think he had an opportunity to commit when the momentum wasn't where it's at now, but waited himself out. I think it's smart, even if he's interested in these other programs or any program, you got to grab yourself a seat right now. Like spots are filling up. And if you're a guy that's not like upper echelon, like you can't just be waiting out into the football season, you got to grab your seat. So be able to get a seat at Auburn and the SEC, I think is a very good. We'll see what I don't know. That's why I think he's committing. We'll see. I ain't trying to ruin nothing, but that's what I got. What's where I'm at with it, recruiting wise. I ain't got a whole lot, man. Eugene Wilson. I don't want to go over because all them boys is hooping. I don't know if all our recruits played their shitty teams the first game. That's sometimes the case. But all them boys is hooping. Eugene Wilson went absolute crazy in the first quarter. He had 2 catches, both were long-ass touchdowns for like 60, 70 yards. And he had an interception all in the first quarter, and they sat him. I just think he's a difference maker, bro, out there in Tampa. Just an explosive wide receiver. Him and Aiden Mazzell going to be special in the wide receiver room. That's all I got recruit-wise.
No doubt. Got a little bit. I guess first order of business is the Washington Twins went ahead and pulled a reverse. They are not going to visit Louisville.
For now.
For now. They canceled it for now. I mean, who knows what the future may bring. I mean, I really don't care if kids visit anyways, to be honest with you. To me, I think it's a little selfish to totally take that experience away from all those kids.
It's different if the flip, like I care if the flip is with the energy of the visit, if the energy of a flip, right? So then I do care. If this kid is committed, he just, I'm gonna take my 5 regardless, man. I just want to go on the road and make sure I see these different schools for the opportunities. Okay, cool. But if there's some energy and the message board saying, this motherfucker on flip watch, then I'm like, hey man.
How did we know? You know what I mean? Maybe a coach knows. It's hard to say.
No, that shit get out, bro. Like,
but I mean, how do you? Yeah, because I mean that is kind of the energy I was getting from them. But like, I wonder where's the root of this? Where's the root source of? If they go, they
talk to writers. They talk to writers, man. Like all this stuff get out from you talking to writers, staffers, all these type of people they do interviews with. That's what you think. Like Will Fong is good at this shit because when he interviewing, he asks these kids questions, he could get information good enough to put in his prediction. So I think these writers eventually put stuff on the message board, and then like some people got information with staffers, and that shit gets out. And you talking about the Washington Twins, you dealing with John. He gonna talk.
John who?
John Hoover.
Oh man, get up out of here, John Hoover.
You asked John who, man? I'm explaining who, but he's gonna talk, man. He's gonna troll. He's gonna troll Miami. Nah, he's gonna troll Miami. So you gonna get some juice out there on the timeline of this shit might be a flip. And I don't think it's over, bro, because he's a, what I'm saying, regardless of your opinion about him, he's a relentless recruiter, bro. Especially when it comes to that day, he ain't gonna stop.
Yeah, not until they ink them.
Well, good luck with that. Do your worst, sir.
Do your worst.
Or your best. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Damari Brown, U.S. Damn, I'm about to call him a USC legacy, UM legacy. And I was going to put him out there on the West Coast. UM legacy player. He is trying to lock in official visit on September 23rd. That's their bye week. He plays at Heritage, so he's been a guy that's been basically playing the long game. He does have legit interest from Bama, Clemson. I want to say one more school, and I might not be thinking of right now. Y'all in the mixie?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. So yeah, I think he's one of them. You got to show me a little bit type players. So he's taking his time with it. I respect that. So he has set up or is tentatively setting up an official visit for the 23rd. So that's good for the program in general. Aside of that, I guess it's kind of Caleb Bryant is a name that we've been in contact early on in the process. He committed to Utah a while back. He's out of Vicksburg, Mississippi. To refresh people, he's a composite 3-star interior defensive lineman, 6'3", 250. So he is number 7 player in Mississippi, and the number 86 D lineman. Oh no, hold on. I'm sorry. That was I was looking at 247, not the composites. Nationally 507, number 60 D line, and number 9 in Mississippi in the composites. Which for some reason had on 3 in there. Well, I mean, you pay your way in, yeah, what it is. But they have some terrible ratings. No offense. So I know he listens. We are the Pulse. Like the motherfucking roll-up guys are talking shit. I mean, hey, get right, bro. And quit asking kids how many. Quit talking about what these kids gonna make and what they evaluating.
Get right with who?
Get right with us.
No, it was a take on the little Drusky video that Silk be posting there.
But yeah, he's a kid out of Mississippi. Mississippi kids usually kind of hard to pull. So not a ton of confidence, but the staff was in contact with him. I mean, he was willing to go to Utah. So if you're willing to go to Utah, you're definitely willing to come down to Miami. So we'll see.
That's the real you, man.
I did a little you. Curl them fingers up. That's it, essentially. I got a little bit of news from kind of the same vein with Silk as far as guys that are high school guys. IMG did play Venice. They destroyed them. But Antonio Tripp is the kid from Maryland that came in. He played guard last night or Friday night. I watched a little bit of that game, but it was unwatchable. I ain't gonna lie to you. I turned this shit off. I think I turned on How to Catch Predator or some shit. I don't remember. I was like, I'm not watching this shit no more. So he's only there about 12 days. He was able to secure a starting spot. So good on him. He looked good a couple of plays I actually did see. At first I was lost because I was thinking he would be playing center, which is why I think part of that whole Connor Lew and Antonio Tripp thing worked out, because they were saying Tripp would be a center, but Lew's a center, so maybe they'll be looking at him at guard. And just like, look, let's get some bodies in here and see what we can do. Damon Wilson played. He played for Venice. And he just, he spoke on the amount of guys that were, basically recruiting them to Miami from IMG, swinging by, just saying, yo, we need you on this team. And, he said it sparked his interest that much more. He's like, there's obviously a reason these guys are lining up. So Miami's absolutely on my radar. Maui Goa, obviously, he looked every bit of the part. They went up against each other a couple of times, Wilson and Maui Goa. And I think Maui Goa won both reps, or the majority reps. I won't say most reps. I just know they didn't line up all night. Anything else? That is it as far as, that's pretty much it for the recruiter stuff. Got anything, C?
Yeah, I rounded off. Get into some high school football, man. So as we know, we've been talking about recruitment and all that type of stuff. So high school football has kicked off. So it's time for these guys to put that work in and show what they can do on the field. So Luke Cromohawk, man, it's crazy. His first touchdown his first passing touchdown of the season was a 70-yard bomb and whatnot. And Luke ended up scoring 5 touchdowns in his first half of action, 4 passing and one rushing. I'm telling you, I foresee Luke and Denny said the same thing. You know, once he came on the pod, I really think Luka's going to put up some crazy numbers this year and end up being a blue chip type of guy when once he gets to his senior year.
That's how we do it, baby.
Shout out to Savannah.
Yes, sir.
Vandrevius Jacobs, 3-star receiver commit, ended up with 7 catches for 114 yards and a touchdown. Had some pretty explosive plays. There were some clips on the timeline of it. DeMarco Ward, linebacker, commit 12 tackles, and 2 tackles for a loss. CJ Hurd, the 2024 safety commit, had 6 tackles, 3 pass breakups and an interception, and also Keith Sampson, defensive tackle commit with a 23 class. He had 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, and 8 tackles. He had a dominant game. And lastly, Kevin Falk, he was all over the damn place, man. They lined him up at receiver. He had a receiving touchdown. He was at quarterback, had some rushing yards, had like 3 or 4 sacks. The kid was just everywhere within.
He's not the NFL player, son, is he?
Who? Falk?
Kevin
No,
Falk?
Keldrick Falk. I'm sorry, Keldrick Falk. My apologies.
Okay. You said Kevin. I was like,
I did say Kevin.
Yeah. Well, and I was surprised too because
Is that Kevin Jr.?
Falk's kind of small. Yeah. I was like, damn, you got a big ass son. You better check on that.
Yeah, Keldrick. My apologies.
Gotcha.
Keldrick. Yeah, he had a dominant game. He just played everything. Receiver, quarterback, DN. He was just all over the place. That's all I got for our recruiting as of now, fellas.
That's what's
Nice.
up.
Nice. I can spin around.
Y'all jump into y'all camp talk, man.
I'll spin around. Yeah,
I'm wrapping up. I'm on the tail end of mine, so you guys jump into y'all's.
Oh, you gotta get in there. You got game. Game week shit.
Yeah, next show
Game prep.
Game prep, baby. We wrapped up camp, so it's pretty much. I'll go ahead and jump into it. So yeah, we broke up camp. Everything is pretty much done on our end as far as camp. Some little bit of takeaways and stuff that Mike spoke on in regards to camp. Lawrence toward Philly, has taken a big step. So Mike said he's had an incredible camp. And this quote here really stood out to me. Say he might be the most improved player on the entire roster. I know you bulked up a little bit to add more weight. We're in year 3 of him playing. You know, it's time. He made some plays, of course, within his tenure at Florida State, but it's mostly being more consistent. If he could do that, man, I think Tua Philly could have a pretty big year within the backfield. Tatum Bethune had a really good camp. You know, not a leader or anything like that, man, but he just does everything right. Checks every box. Real physical linebacker. Brought a lot of leadership to the room. I think adding him in the fold and the maturing of Kalen DeLoach and DJ Lundy, I think the linebacker room will be really solid, real solid. So them getting Bethune in the portal turns out to be a really big get for us. Lastly, well, this isn't really camp related. Well, lastly, in Jordan Travis, he broke the brick. You know, we did the break summer camp going into camp.
Oh, y'all still doing that shit, eh?
Oh yeah,
Breaking
Fabian
bricks.
love it. Yeah. When we the video
I did last year.
Yeah, with the video last year against the game.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought y'all busting a different type of brick now.
I'm not saying brick. You know, Jermaine Johnson busted a Big Cane's brick last year. So yeah, we did whatever we want to against what's that left tackle name again? Zion.
Yeah, Zion Nelson. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that guy.
You know his name. Like, yeah, come on, man. We got a show to do, man.
My apologies, bro. My apologies.
You know the man name.
No, I didn't know the last. I knew it was Zion.
You remember him from the year before? Or no?
The year before? No, seriously, I don't.
Okay, that's cool. Go ahead.
No, I don't. My apologies.
Short memory. You got to be like that. Quarterback.
I'm supposed to
like it never even happened.
Supposed to remember left tackle from 3 years ago, bro?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Breaking the brick down, man.
Yeah, so Jordan Travis broke the
brick.
brick.
All the time, man.
Oh, 561 broke the brick? Okay.
Leading to...
They could do no wrong.
Hey, man, shout out to my man Zach Eden in the NFL right now, too. I think he's going to make a roster. He's signing all right. I've been watching.
They say he's going to make the 53. Yeah.
All right.
Well, he got a deal. Remember, he was one of the only
that man
people. He was the only.
They just abusing the 561 talent down there, man.
They ain't using it right, huh?
That's it, man.
He almost his whole career.
He about to make the 53 and could barely start at Miami, man. That's crazy.
No, he always started. He was just always hurt.
Y'all hated him starting. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
He's out of position for sure, man. But
he definitely was. I said, man, it was slow as hell, that linebacker, man. Hell out of here.
Cam McDonald, the tight end, has been down with the injury here in his ankle. I don't foresee him to play next week against Duquesne. I probably don't foresee him playing against LSU too. It'll probably be the early portion of the season, then even get him back within the second, third, and fourth quarters of the season. And that's pretty much all I got. Oh yeah, one last thing. 247 made an all transfer team, and Jay Verse and Tatum Bethune made it. Also was Caleb Williams.
Well, they need content, don't they? They running out of shit to write about, bro.
Right. All transfer team. The boys nobody ain't, I guess it's based off what they did the previous year, man, but nobody ain't played a snap yet, but it's coming real soon.
All transfer team is that's creative content. I like it.
That
man.
is.
Yeah. That's what goes on there.
It's gonna get traffic too, right?
Oh yeah, it's gonna do numbers, man.
I ain't even click on the shit. I just heard that he was on the team, and I was like,
Mesidor?
Mesidor, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay.
If you weren't doing all this podcasting, you would have though. You just too busy and don't want to read no extra fucking news.
You're probably
whatever.
right. Yeah.
That bullshit.
Well, I don't know, because this is the thing. This like, I'm like, bro, I can't wait for games because this is where I got to scrape a little bit for a little content. Like, all right, what Miami got going on? You know,
right.
Dead period and all that. But yeah, I was like, this ain't worth talking about. But
TJ, anybody lost their job? Nobody lost their gig this fall in the camp?
Nah, nothing too surprising as far as the depth chart and things like that. Transfer receivers are stepping up. They're gonna play. They're gonna start actually.
So Pittman, he making some rounds. He's just still returning punts.
No, Michael Pittman's gonna be the slot. He's gonna be our starting slot guy, and of course he's gonna be the starting punt returner. See, I told y'all, man. People like the punt return, man, but like that shit, I get PTSD, man. I think about that damn game against y'all last year, man. Yeah. Like, bro, I need a competent punt returner that can catch.
What's his name again? I like that guy. What was his name?
Ontario Wilson, Pookie.
Yeah, Pookie. Pookie has some
Pookie.
They said Pookie. They say you said the man's name wrong, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
What does it matter?
Yeah, I like Pookie sound better than Pokey to me, bro. To be honest.
Yeah, don't call me Pokey.
But yeah, so I got PTSD, and it's not just him. It was other people. It was a revolving door at punt return last year, and people just not fielding punts. And that hitting yardage is key, man. When you don't field a damn punt, you let that shit bounce. That's like 20 yards being flipped. And when you just
giving it up.
Yeah, he was giving it up, bro. And if you field the ball, you can do something with it as well. Shit, that's even more positive. So I'm excited about Pittman. I'm telling you, that shit can pay dividends within the hitting yardage. But as far as the receiver room, he's going to be a starting slot. Johnny Wilson's going to be a starting receiver. He's been making a lot of plays. Malik McClain's coming along. So I think the upside of the receiver room is really high. And a lot of these guys we got in the transfer portal too. They're not like 1 or 2 year rentals. They're guys with multiple years. Deuce-Span has 3 years left to play. So that's a good thing too, as far as the guys they got within the portal. They have multiple years eligibility within the receiver room.
Nice.
But no, as far as overall camp stuff, man, nobody too much lost their job, man. Nobody too much lost their job. I do think Darius Washington, like I said, he's going to end up starting that center, which I think he probably project best inside. Anyways, just from a stature standpoint and how his strength is, like run blocking. He started at left tackle, right tackle, due to us being down in numbers and just whatever we have available. But he was pretty solid those positions, just on the side. So bringing him into the middle, I think he can be a blessing in disguise. I know we're down some centers in regards to Caden Lyles, Wisconsin transfer, and Maurice Smith, who I don't have update injury-wise as far as how long he's going to be out. But that's the thing about having 10 new bodies in the offensive line room. You could move around a little bit and plug Darius Johnson there. Probably not miss a beat too much. I do like that it happened early within camp. You still got practice, and then you got the game against Duquesne that you get all that stuff ironed out in regards to the snaps and stuff like that.
Nice. I can go ahead and jump into my camp talk. We had our last scrimmage. I'm gonna start off with some injury updates. Guys that sat out the last scrimmage: Ethan White, Ricky Pearsall. I'm not sure Ethan White's injury or why he was sitting out. I don't think it's anything serious, but Ricky Pearsall is close to returning. Justin Shorter sat out. David Connor, offensive lineman, sat out. Arlis Bortenham, the freshman tight end, sat out. Why am I saying everybody sat out? Antwan Powell, Ryland Jr., and Amari Byrne.
You feel like a lot of those are preventative?
Yeah, they're very careful with some of this. It's a scrimmage, so I think Justin Shorty kind of proven himself a little bit for being out. But the rest of these guys were probably, because Amari Burney been out for a little minute, but I'm not mad that he's out. So I'm okay. I'm okay with that absence. Not glad he's injured, but I'm okay with him being out.
I know.
And,
Trust me, if there ain't one name I don't know on Florida roster, it's Bernie. I know that name.
No beef. I just don't. I need
It's never
linebackers.
personal, dog.
It's never
personal, man. Strictly business.
Jason Marshall was also out with it. He wasn't out. He just had a non-contact jersey, so he's out there, but he wasn't full blown action. During the 11-on-11 portion, the starting cornerbacks was Avery Ham and Jordan Young. Travis Johnson was in the nickel. Trey Dean and Rashad Torrance was at the safety positions. The defensive backs didn't have a great day, obviously, because we was missing some guys out back there. But they were solid, but they didn't have like their normal performances that they had this fall. They've been locking shit down. So that means the receivers had a better day, right? Do feel good about the Jordan Young and Abraham. We'll see what Devin Moore, I think, is also getting some run at ones, but he didn't start the initial 11, but he's getting run at one as well. I think we'll see Jason Marshall back game week. I think you just keep him in the fold. He's dealing with a hammy. The hamstring is always tricky. I don't know how severe it is, but I think we see him full non-contact jersey. They probably still have him in non-contact, even when he participates in game week, but I think you'll see him go a little bit more. Like I said, Antoine Powell Riley Jr. is out as well. So in his absence, we got to see a little bit more of David Reese and Lloyd Summerall, who's getting reps behind Brett Cox, who's the starter. Haven't heard a lot about Reese or Summerall. I've seen Summerall in some clips. He looks bigger, but I haven't heard anything about his performance so far this camp. But those are the guys that are getting reps in Powell's absence. Redshirt freshman quarterback, I told y'all last show that we was down to just Max Brown and Anthony Richardson at quarterback. Jalen Kittner, redshirt freshman, is back. Scrimmage, threw a touchdown. Had a pretty good day. True freshman Max Brown had another solid day as well in the scrimmage. He had some impressive throws and another touchdown. The second team reeled off some big runs. The leader in the running back room right now is Naquan Wright and Montrell Johnson. That's 1 and 2. All four can get a lot of carries, but the big dogs right now, who I'm hearing is Naquan Wright and Montrell Johnson, just from a lot of catching the ball out the backfield, pass pro. Naquan Wright is really good in pass pro. Montrell Johnson is already from this offense, so he gets a lot. So those two are the leaders right now. The biggest takeaway from the scrimmage is that the offense looked way better than last Saturday when I spoke about the up and down throws of Richardson, especially in the throwing on air portion of it. The offense is more consistent in the red zone and goal line situation, which is a point of contention going forward. We want to make sure we maximize scoring in the red zone. So the offense did a little better in the red zone. Wide receiver, I spoke about Dejon Reynolds and him starting to make some noise or whatever as far as in camp and making some plays downfield. He's a guy that's going to, I think, him and Caleb Douglas are our opportunities for somebody to jump somebody in the wide receiver room and be able to make some plays downfield. We got big possession type wide receivers. Zipper also had a good day as far as catching the ball and blocking. Jaquavion Frazier's another big body wide receiver. The wide receiver room isn't as bad as advertised, man. I just want to see these guys in live action with a defense that hasn't been watching the same offense for the last 6 months or so. Donovan McMillan is also having a really good camp and also ended the scrimmage with an interception. That's all I got. Camp news.
No doubt. Take it from here. We had one departure from the program. Marcus Clark. He's playing cornerback for us. He started 4 games last year. He's one of the kind of a little bit of a smaller guy, 5'10", in that 170-ish type range. He did have some good ball skills. I think the previous staff brought him in and he was playing more wide receiver and they were converting him to a corner. So I don't know, if basically the new staff is just, it sounds like essentially they just came in and evaluated the other guys, hired him. So he's leaving now. You're going to have to sit. I would have, to me, I think it's just wiser to go ahead and just stay in the weight room and, just stay on the team for now and then transfer after that. But, Tuesday on, he made a decision to go ahead and get out of there. And then also the other big news as far as with injury, Don Chaney's down again. Poor kid, man, he just ain't been able to stay healthy. We don't have any details, so don't have any idea the severity of this, and we already lost Citizen for a good bit of the season, so that drops us down to 3 scholarship running backs, all capable guys, all guys I like, but you still would like to have that at least that fourth body available in such a physical position. That's just the most, one of the most banged up positions in general. So with that said, when they did the last scrimmage, they proceeded to go on with walk-ons to prevent injuries there. Devin Perry and Terrell Walden II. Perry ripped off a 50-yard touchdown run. He was a kid that a lot of people liked in the spring game. A lot of people like, who is this guy? Because remember, we were banged up in spring as well at running back. So we do have a healthy Parrish, Rooster, and Thad. Thad also looked well out there. It's gonna be Thad I like a lot. I think if you keep those 3 healthy, we're still in good position. But we like to, like I said, at least have that fourth body. So we'll see if there's any update on either one of those. When he said that Citizen was long time, as coach talk, so we just have no idea. Up until this point, I still have zero idea if it's a surgical thing or what. I'd imagine with him being with him, saying he's gonna be out for a while. So offensively, same old story we've been hearing, except for, I would say that basically the news is the offense was moving the ball better. The defense has been winning. The defense still looking good, but the offense was able to find a little more rhythm this go around. But still the same thing I'm hearing. Drops. And y'all run that clip of me. I'm not saying it again. So y'all can run that clip. But I don't know if that's just extreme high demand. I know how I am. I want 0 drops. So 1 is too many for me. I don't know if you got people out there bobbling 2 and 3, or if it's just a equal spread of, hey, catch it, you just got to make, period. Like there's no excuse for whomever the individual is to, you get hit right in the hands, get hit right in the breadbasket, and we haven't dropped. So that wide receiver room is still looking for that guy to step up. And I think that'll be, why the season could be a 9-3 season. Just those little things. I think it could be greater, or 8-4. I'll go that low. You just got to make these plays. By now, I would have liked to heard someone has stepped up and really solidified things. But all I keep hearing is this guy did good today. Next one, he had a couple of drops. It's like, all right, well, who's going to consistently take the reins and
the injury bug ain't scaring you?
Well, we really don't have any out. That's just the running backs.
Is Zion back?
Yeah, Zion's back. He's out of the brace. He's walking around. He just had a scope. Zion just had a scope. So
he practicing?
Just cleaned up.
He's back practicing?
No, I don't know if he's actually practicing right now. I'm sure they're going to, slow roll it a little bit because of the whole. For one, they feel like they got a lot of depth across the O-line, period.
They expect them back.
They ain't giving me all that juice. They're keeping that close to the vest. But they love John Campbell. He's a guy that through several regimes has been praised. Sounds really ready. Last staff loved him. This staff still in love with him. So I think a part of that is it's just like they just feel good about the O-line. So there's no need to rush there. Mallory's been in the red, no contact. He did not participate, I don't believe, in this last scrimmage. Jaleel Skinner was able to step up. He had a couple of good catches and run afters. He's still a guy that's still a little on the slimmer side. So he still has some. He's got some wide receiver type, possession type receiver speed. So he's able to break away a little bit. He did get a red zone touchdown in the scrimmage. Restrepo's has been, as consistent as one could ask for. Let's see. Outside of that, on the
one thing you count on espresso, baby.
There you go. You're gonna have to count on your slot. He just got the. So
my man had a good question about that water gun shenanigans you guys have going on at your special team.
Let's take it back.
I'm not sure if I'm mad at the drill, but this shit look crazy.
Oh, Reggie B. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you. Before you say
hold on. Reggie B, man, we just donated $10, man. What's good, y'all, boys? See, y'all went to BCU. Old Bronson. Oh boy, if you was in Old Bronson, boy, you was in the fucking trenches, boy. you in Old Bronson, boy. You got some war rooms for sure, man. Shout out to Reggie, man.
He remember the number 318.
318.
Cell block.
Right, that's cell block 318. Well, you was in Old Bronson, boy. No, real talk about Old Bronson was dog eat dog. But I heard it was basically the dorm rooms adjacent to us. That was like the regular park dorm rooms. We stayed in like our floors, like the athletes, like the basketball, football players, stuff like that. But there was some dorms right next to it, and that shit was the trenches. But them boys, there was dog eat dog over there, boy. Every man for yourself in Old Bronson.
Elaborate on your coaching the water guns.
It's all about focus, basically. Just trying to make sure they focus on catching the ball or whatever. Attention to detail. That's pretty much what it is. Jack been doing.
But y'all want to use a real gun?
Right, yeah. Right.
I didn't mind this water gun thing. I was like, I get it. Yeah, distraction.
Yeah, distraction. That's all it is. Focus on the ball.
I was like, man, because that's how I know. That's what I'm saying, man. That's why I don't be like controlling a lot of times. It's a reach. That's not a bad idea, man.
Yeah,
it's, you giving them, you keeping them focused. You adding the water element, which makes the ball just a tad bit slippery.
It's just no focus thing. I said filling punch is probably the most single.
It's the toughest play.
Yeah, correct. A single play is a tough thing to do, and there's a lot of shit you got to focus on. People rushing at you, judging balls, that's the stuff. You want a fair catch, and if you're not, it's a focus thing. So that's just the main thing of the water guns. It's just a focus thing. I know people want to get the jokes off about it, but it's an actual purpose behind it. He been doing that shit for years, man.
Y'all wasn't mad at that. I was like,
y'all bring it up when they use real pistols.
Yeah, that's what we got one more man. Stone Cold over. Yeah, Reggie. He laughed. He know I'm seeing how real it was in the Old Bronson. Well, shout out to Stone Cold Drip, man. He stays showing love, man. It says it's falling apart in Dade. They don't have that same 12-0 energy. Now, Larry never had that 12-0 energy.
I ain't never had no 12-0 energy. I am no fool, but thank you though, man. We appreciate the donation. We just gonna keep climbing, man. We just gonna keep climbing.
Y'all about 2 more injuries away from me really taking CJ serious with this game 1 shit with Bethune.
Yeah, dog. Go ahead, put your money up. Let's do a little something.
We can talk. We can talk.
I'll spot you 30.
We're gonna be in the same. You gonna spot me 30. We can talk for sure. Then we're gonna be in the same city that weekend too, so we can work something.
Yeah, I'll spot you a little 30 spot. I should hit that at the casino easy.
Yeah, that's a breeze right there, man. Y'all can't beat Bethune by 30. Y'all got problems.
Hey, it's happened before. I tell you, game 1 year. He was there.
Yeah, never happened before. But I ain't gonna lie, I don't think Cookman got them same type of guys that we had.
Right. But let's see, back to camp a little bit. So that's essentially it on the offensive side. Defensively, things are just
Hey, my bad, man. My bad.
What? Go ahead.
My bad. I know I was going to read this last comment about Reggie. He said a bit ain't need a key to get in my dorm. Just a shoulder bump.
That's wild.
Hey, Old Bronson was right, man. No lie, man. My bad, Larry. I thought it was a
Get
good
your ass up from under them comments, man.
Yeah, you right, bro. My bad.
That's hilarious.
That is funny though. What you got in here?
Right, for real.
Okay, let's run that. That's crazy.
Some wild security for some thieving ass college campus, bro.
Right,
man. Listen,
he dead boats, bro.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got at Morehouse. You can get got. And mine got though, because I had a dumb roommate who just left the door unlocked all the time, and I kept telling him, you gotta lock this door, bro. And eventually I got, man. I think he set me up, but
you busted down.
Yeah, I think he set me up. But at the end, I tore up his computer on the way out, so He was an asshole. I kept telling him to lock the door, and I definitely feel like he set me up for a lick. So I poured Dr. Pepper down the back of his computer. That was me, Pierre.
Talk to
me. Let's look at that.
Pierre.
That was me, man. Hey, rob me, man. Jokers rob me, man. My own room. Defenses continue to just impress. All in all, waves of guys on the front four. I think it's going to be a great strength of this team this year. Last year it was definitely a weakness. I believe this year with the transfer additions and some guys stepping up their game, and even the addition of a freshman like Najee Kelly, who I do think will get some pass rush situation snaps. He just sounds like too much of a natural talent to just completely keep off the field.
So y'all got the pass rush because y'all had an issue getting to the quarterback on the defensive ends. Y'all got that seemingly fixed with the transfers.
It feels like, yeah, the combination of transfers. Chance Williams, his game has been apparently stepping up as well. He credits Jason Taylor a lot.
He's spicing up, huh?
Yeah, he transferred. See, he credits Jason Taylor quite a bit for helping them develop his game to the next level. Shit, man. Got me man. Damn, bro. I come here with bullshit, man. Yeah, and Jafari Harvey is another guy that we've been waiting on. Sounds like this could be the year that he can finally deliver on the promise of what he brings. Mesidor's been a guy that right now I'm hearing he's all the way up to, I think I've heard him up to 280-ish, but still has a lot of bursts and moves. So he's a guy that's probably going to play both inside and outside. So I think, last year, absolutely, getting to the quarterback was abysmal last year. Just, I think that was the first time I remember, under Manny, we always had an 8-sack guy. We weren't able to get one. And I actually think I put my chips in with Jafari, and it didn't work out last season. So I don't know if I'm going to put my chips in with the individual to get 8. But I expect the numbers to be up in general, just from everything we're hearing. I just think we're going to be able to just keep a really fresh D-line out there. I don't anticipate most of these guys playing more than like 30, 35 snaps.
Nice.
Just because that's just what it sounds like the talk's coming out. Obviously we got to get the games played. We close. We almost there. Who else flashed on the defense? Moving to the second level. Linebacker group is looking better. It looks like Charlie Strong's able out there to get, some more production out of these guys, play a better disciplined form of football. Guys that I've been kind of like, oh man, I don't want to see them out there no more. Like I said before, it ain't personal, but like Corey Flagg was a guy just at points I was high on him. Then I started watching the season. I was like, bro, I don't know what they lied to me about, but didn't look like he was it. He looks to be playing better. The transfer, Caleb Johnson, is looking to cement his spot. Just saying he's fast, physical, just gets around to the football really well. Chase Smith is a guy that was held out in the spring. He's back now. He's another guy that I know the fan base has been high on. Another guy that looks to be coming into his own, who can help definitely there at the linebacker. So I think the basic rotation will be Steve, Flagg, Caleb Johnson, and Chase Smith. And I think we'll be in pretty good hands there, especially with the disruption I think we'll be able to cause up front, or just, not getting gashed as much on these runs, because the philosophy won't be all that everybody just shoot up field and then get ran by, a la North Carolina.
You gotta maintain discipline, man. Got discipline,
right.
Stuff. Where you can't.
That's the thing with Manny. I mean, it was high risk, high reward. It was fun when it was working. Then it quit working, and so hey, got to make the adjustments, and he didn't. So goodbye. And secondary. No need to get into the safeties. Again, looks to be a great group. Really intelligent guys back there in the secondary. Corner wise, a guy that I was high on coming in this season, showing some flash as well. Chris Graves, young guy, but just has all the tools you would want as far as I think he's a legit 6'1", really long wingspan, and fluid hips. So he's shown some flash, as well as another name was mentioned was Malik Curtis. He got a chance to run, with the ones on this last scrimmage as well. Still look to see, and maybe this will be finally his year. He's been another guy, DJ Ivy. Look for DJ to line up out there. He's prototype what you want, and he does. The thing is like a lot of times DJ goes out there and has a quiet, good, solid game. A lot of what stands out to him is, the blown plays, where it's like, all right, where were you mentally there? That caused maybe a big play. So, that's about it, man. That's really all we got going. Still gonna be, Mario said he ain't really getting into BC week just yet. Said probably prep for that like a day or two before. Get ready for that, and then we'll just get rolling on into the next one, man. That is kind of what he said. He ain't quite said a day or two.
Hope he had that damn golden in the
Real quick, we all got our sunshine pumping on a little bit. What problems out of all of us? What problems do you foresee your program running into this season, if there's any? Position group, situations.
You go ahead, Larry. You got it.
No, I was going to say, just harkening back real quick. I just talked about clearly running back depth. Got to get healthy there. It's just you ain't going. Roos is not the biggest guy. We're going to take another hit there, so we've got to get healthy there. So that definitely could be a big problem. And the drops. It's just going to be the situations when these drops happen. Drops happen in the game. That's part of the game. Every receiver struggles with certain routes, but big time players, right? So somebody got to be a big time player and just make those plays. I foresee that being going to be a couple of drives where it's going to be like, had to make that catch, man. That blows the drive and maybe shifts the momentum and possibly lose the game. I think that's exactly what happened in the Michigan State game. That game, and then it just got completely ugly. We missed a Will Mallory, actually. He dropped a touchdown, easy. And from that point on, landslide. It just momentum shifted and we got done up bad. So,
yeah, I think a problem for me could be I speak about like the importance of AR health all the time. I know our whole season is probably hinged on his success and health. But I'm gonna say Ventrell Miller, he's coming back off of injury, and from just a leadership standpoint, we missed him a whole lot last year. So that's a situation that could get a little weird. Linebacker is not really solidified from a lot of fronts. He's a guy that brings us a lot of consistency and veteran play and leadership. But once he's down, man, it's a lot of iffy situations. So I think he's really important. Of course, defensive tackle has to stay healthy because we're thin there. I like our starters, but we're very thin there. And just safety position, because safety is a lot of talent back there. Even from like Trey Dean, them guys on paper is seemingly talented, but haven't been a lot of production. So, but once that the senior drop off, you get a lot of young guys, but high ceilings. And that safety, that's your last result. Like that's your final defense before it's a touchdown. So you just gotta be guys you can depend on. So safety could get a little weird. Linebacker could get a little weird. But I feel good about both positions if we stay healthy. Offensive line, we're deep, man. I think we're too deep. We'll be fine there. Tight end on offense, this could be a position of only thing we got is Zipper, and I don't know if we want to use Zipper in traditionally a tight end like Zipper won't be in this offense. It's gonna be bigger tight end, so he's more of an H-back, smaller guy. It's gonna be interesting to see how he operates in the offense. They say he's blocking well, but we'll see. But if he goes down, it's just a whole lot of question marks after him. And then wide receiver room. I mean, it's just questions about, those guys not being able to separate and do their thing. But I feel okay about wide receiver. I just don't feel, I know the pocket's going to break down. It's going to be some scramble plays, breakdowns, and we're a run-heavy team. A lot of our stuff is going to be predicated off of play action and getting the defense lulled into our run game, getting the eyes into the backfield. So I think wide receiver would be fine. CJ, what
That's
you got?
why.
No,
Go ahead.
Larry, you got something real quick?
No, I was just gonna say, and that's why I was gonna say I kind of like Zipperer there because of, you saying y'all gonna be run heavy. I like H-back is one of my favorite positions. It's a tricky position that you can get a lot out of it, properly used with guys like that. Because we kind of got the same.
He's an H-back mode, but we ain't got no H-back in this offense like that.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, that's a little different. Yeah. I figured they might try to fit him in there like that. Guys,
these guys are smart. They're gonna carve out a role for him, but traditionally, that's not the type of tight end that they use. I mean, all good coaches know how to use the talent on the roster, so they'll maximize try to maximize his skill set.
Yeah. That's what I said. We kind of got that same kind of guy in Khalil Brantley. A little bit undersized, but playmaker or whatever. But I run it real quick. We had another donation.
That's Trey.
Trey Pound. That's hold up, my boy. I just realized who that was. He said he heard Ed O was out of camp with the cheerleaders. If they are.
What about that? What is that? Why y'all don't think this like for what Ed Reed got like what he left LSU with? Y'all don't think it's a little weird for him to be right back around y'all program like that?
Ed O. I mean, who knows, bro? LSU is like clearly like if we had to do a poll, we should try that actually. I'm gonna see about putting that poll program out. Who's the dirtiest program in college football? I think it's LSU by a landslide. I just think they. So to be honest with you, I just don't believe.
Motherfucker was still from a children's hospital, bro.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I don't believe the total Ed O narrative. Like I think there's some truth.
Nah, he's a LSU guy through and through.
Oh,
I mean, he come from Miami. We got his coaches starting out. He a Louisiana guy, but everything ain't. I don't believe all that shit, man. I just don't. I think they try to dirty his name more, and spin some narratives, probably based on some truths. Because I even heard players say, "Man, wasn't never no damn women out there." Like, what they talking about? Saying girlfriends was out there. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you could say, "Hey, Ed's a bit of a womanizer, right?" So, hey, say girls was at the practice. You know what I mean?
I like that. I like that a lot, though.
Yeah, I mean that's what you do when you want to spin a narrative, right? If I got an issue with him at all, you spin the narrative of, hey, he was just too out of control with the women and he had to get up out of here. So you can come hang out, man. Ed always been good with me, dog.
Boy, spinning creepy Ed. Creepy Ed.
Hey, filthiest program around, man. I don't even think you could do a poll. I think we just gotta ask the question and see what people retweeted. We'll put
when he's down there. Now, Ed O's son, you guys hired Ed O's son, right?
Yeah, he one of them 100 assistants we got. I really don't know exactly what position he's in. I think it's Shane, I think his name. I don't know. But yeah, his son actually is on staff. Yeah.
Baby Creek.
Yeah, just rich. Vibing. He like football.
We'll
probably hire him as an analyst at some point.
We're going to kick it with the brain prophets in a little bit here. We have Dr. Philippe Douillon and Doug Mapp from our Brain Prophets podcast. We're going to kick it with them and talk some stuff a little in just a minute here. But CJ, what's your positions of needs and things, issues you may get into this fall?
Some issues, of course, Jordan Travis possibly going down. Everything kind of like your situation, basically. Everything rides on Jordan Travis. The team goes as far as he goes. Tight end room, I spoke about Cam McDonald. He's currently out with injury, but they weren't impressive to begin with. So I don't foresee anything really shaking within the tight end room. If we have production out of that room, it'll be a pleasant surprise. But yeah, I think tight end room will be a weakness. And I guess you could say the interior of the offensive line. I spoke highly of Darius Washington, what he's done as a 3-year starter, but he's never played center. I mean, he's never actually done it or anything like that. So you have to see it first before, saying it's a key to the puzzle. So that could go left too. So those are some areas of concerns, possibly the interior of the offensive line, Jordan Travis staying healthy, and the tight end room.
No doubt. Before we get Doc on and Doug on, y'all pound that like button, hit like, share. That helps us a lot. Helps build this community. Helps us trend.
Subscribe also.
Subscribe and all that, man. Subscribing and liking is free. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate the donation and the tip. That's fly, man. Y'all help us build this platform even more. But that like button, man, it don't cost nothing to show love. It's free. We finna kick it, man.
Doc and Doug.
Doc
Good
and
morning.
Doug.
What's going on? What's going on, guys?
What's
Morning,
up,
Doc.
man?
Good
Been a
morning.
while,
Good
man.
morning.
I know.
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
Been almost a year, man. From
Good.
we doing all right. We finna kick it. This Doug and Dr. Philippe Duyong, Doug Map, and they're from our Brain Profits podcast.
Yeah.
We want to come on here and kick it. Me and Doug did some exercising last week. That's what I call it. Taking my brain into the gym.
That's true.
Okay.
Working on that
That's
jump
true.
shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's what it do. That's fair. I did my evaluation way after you, so I got to wait another 6 months.
Yeah. No, it doesn't take that long. It's been busy. We've been busy building up the company. But and then on top of that, I wanted to kind of pair you and CJ up against each other because y'all seem to be, go at each other more than Silk goes against you guys. So I thought I'd
think so.
bring a little bit.
People say that. I don't even notice it.
I'm at peace. I'm be chilling, man. I don't no conflict. Hey,
real quick, Doug.
Real quick, Doug. Tell the people a little bit.
Me and Larry understand how good banter. That's all.
Yeah, it's great. It's great banter, man. It's gonna be a fun.
I'm like in CJ's background. I'm like, where are you living, dude?
Yeah,
that's
my crib. That's my crib.
Larry gave me the keys this weekend. Let me borrow the crib. That's my guy, man. Be showing love.
Hey, Doc, if you want to live there, bro, if you just go to settings, you can go to the background, and it's right there, man. Anybody can pull up my crib anytime you want to, man.
Be sure to cut the lights off when you leave, man.
That's all.
That's all we ask.
Oh my gosh. Now, CJ, I gotta ask you, man. There's a guy that went to Bethune-Cookman too, named Trevor Merritt. You know him? He was a safety.
What
Trevor,
year?
I think it's second or junior. Oh man, I think maybe a few years ago. So maybe 3-4 years ago. Max?
Yeah, that's way after me.
Too far.
I was done 10 years ago.
Okay.
All right.
Check.
Real quick, Doug. Doug and Dr. Fleet, whoever wants to go first. Tell our listeners who may be new to the platform, don't know you guys, a little bit about yourself and your platform.
Yeah, for sure. I'll go first. Douglas Mapp. I'm a cognitive development professional, which means we work on the way that your brain thinks and perform, so that you can do some really cool things and kind of move out of a resilient standpoint, which a lot of people understand resiliency, but move towards maybe an anti-fragile movement towards creating new things for the future, right? So I work on the platform I have is called Think Up, and the Think Up lifestyle. The company's called Think Up, and if you think about the notion that if life imitates sports, right, then we should probably train for life almost like people train for sports. And so it takes more work than just going out there and playing the game. You actually got to do something beforehand before you take your actual rep. There needs to be some practice reps, and that's what I work on when it comes to the way a brain kind of starts processing thought patterns and how to make moves in that way. And it's a lot of cool science behind it. We don't have to jump into that. I can throw some big words around, but that's what I have. I guess I should go this way. Dr. Philippe for. So go ahead, Doc.
Yes, I'm Dr. Philippe Duyong. I'm a board-certified neurologist, the author of the book Neuroplasticity, Your Brain's Superpower, and creator of the online course Take Charge of Your Brain. And so I help people overcome physical health, mental health, and neurological health issues, but I also help people just hack their brain so that way they can become much more productive leaders. They can overcome the obstacles that they're facing. They can create that wealth and health and successful life that they want by taking charge of their brains.
Yeah.
I see how he sums that up, man.
Yeah.
It sounds real simple.
It's simple, man. It doesn't have to be complicated. The brain does not have to be complicated.
People, it's the most powerful tool and resource we have, and people really don't put enough work into it. That's just my thing, man. I think we don't use most of our brain, but if you put in the work, you can tap into some other stuff. I brought you on. We were doing some work last week, and I was talking to Doug about the Adrian Broner. He canceled a fight due to some mental health situations, and we got into some mental health talk because we put it out there. He got a lot of some positive feedback, but it's always two sides of the coin. There's a lot of negative feedback when he backed out of it. So we got into some mental health and into some talk about that. So I was like, Doug, come on and kick it with us, man, because we need to talk about mental health in sports, and these guys stand on point. They're going out to play very dangerous games, man. So I think being on point and having these guys checked out, just not from a physical standpoint, but from a mental, is something that should be just normal.
Yeah, I you know what's really interesting is 10, 12, 15, maybe even 20 years ago, what has changed between fighters from old to fighters of now? And is there, do you guys really think that there's a change when it comes to how people go at the sport?
Physically, no.
Yeah, or even mentally, like the challenges, because part of the things, let's I guess go back to the Adrian Broner, what he was running around and saying. He basically was saying that, due to outside circumstances that almost seemed to be unrelated to the sport, the pressures of life was causing him to have this, this mental health crisis to some degree, right? That took him out of focus, right? And so those same things, I wonder, do you think that the same pressures of life were happening to former
for sure.
champions?
For sure. Oh, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Without question. Just wasn't being recognized, I would imagine, at that time.
But I know, right? Did nobody backed out?
Just keeping a lot of stuff inside too.
Can you back out?
I mean, I don't remember anybody saying.
I think nowadays it's a lot more acceptable to back out.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's the big difference. But I think if you look at the Adrian Broner situation, he's been having mental health issues going back like a decade. This is not something that just came up now, right? I mean, he's had, I think at one point, maybe around 2013, 2014, he put out some messages that suggested he was going to try to commit suicide, right? He's had sexual assault allegations that he had to pay almost $1 million out of pocket. He, I think he assaulted like a fan at some point. So this is a guy who's been having issues going back a really long time, right? And the reality is when we start talking about sports where you're hitting your head, traumatic brain injury causes some real structural changes in the brain, right? Somebody can have a mild concussion. That's going to cause some structural changes in the brain. That's going to cause like nerve cells, neurons to die and to tear apart. That's going to cause blood vessels on the microscopic level to break apart. That stuff has significant consequences. And even if somebody's got like a mild concussion, their risk of mental health issues goes significantly up compared to people who don't. Right. So we've got to start talking about, I'm somebody who's always like, look, 100 years from now, all these sports where people are getting hit in the head, we're going to look back and be like, that was so barbaric. How could they do that? Right. And one of the examples that I give people is, was that?
So I'm glad I won't be here.
If I'm like, Corey, you and I are going to play a game right now. You and I are going to punch each other in the chest, right where the heart is, until one of us passes out. Would you want to play that game?
Nah, I'm cool, fam. It depends on how much they paying me. How much they paying me, no doubt.
They're paying you $10 million.
$10 million?
Yeah.
I can get
assuming that you're going to wake up from
one
that.
Season.
One season.
Right?
One season or one fight.
Yeah, but that's what boxing is, right? It's like, I'm going to hit you in the head until I essentially shut your brain down. And listen, I know there was a boxer.
We say it like that.
It's kind of crazy.
There was a boxer who has ties to my family, who was in a boxing match a couple of years ago and died. Died in the ring. Right? Like at some point we need to face the facts that this stuff is so incredibly dangerous. And the expectation that these people are not going to have mental health issues or long-term cognitive issues or neurological disorders, like it's unrealistic.
I think it's just like modern day gladiators, and it's always going to be around because the ability for poor people to be able to level up in these type of sports it's going to always be the opportunity. So people going to always be around. Just like football, man. You just go out to a park, even with the knowledge of concussions. You go out to a park, man. The football fields are full.
Yeah. That was going to be my point. Is that
violence.
Yeah, that a lot of the people, especially 10, 12, 15, 20 years ago, they were still trying to strive to push up. So the support system behind them wasn't one where it was trying to take as much, even though some people were taking. There was more to push to then take, which then changes a little bit of the dynamic. So you may not have noticed it as fast as like we notice right now, where we want to consume more faster, right? And so he does. He's pretty young too. He started 33 years old. So over the 10 years of getting hit in the head, that can be a significant toll, especially when most of the time nobody really does anything significantly other than rest to figure out, well, how do we repair your brain after these types of bouts?
How does one repair?
So to some degree, in what the work that I do and some work that Philippe does as well, we do work on certain type of mental exercises. Corey, you're working on some that do help your brain kind of repair itself, with synaptogenesis and neurogenesis being the main drivers behind that. And so, which is really creating new brain cells or extending how your brain cells communicate. And so what we're trying to do is allow your brain to, kind of reset, reformat to some degree what it can do. Give yourself back some recompense on the damage that is being put in.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, you got to stop getting hit in the head, right? Like, we're not talking about one time. We're talking about, like, he's probably been hit in the head thousands and thousands of times, right?
Yeah, with a helmet on.
Well, even helmets, right? Even helmets. I mean, helmets don't.
Hit you in the head too.
Right. Even football helmets do not prevent concussions, right?
Right.
Football helmets are designed essentially to prevent a skull fracture, not to prevent brain injury, right? So people have brain injuries from that all the time. And so at some point, you keep getting hit in the head, you can't come back from that, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you saw, like, Muhammad Ali. He developed a version of Parkinson's disease from getting hit in the head so many times. And he was considered one of the greatest. He barely got hit in the head in fights. Right? Like, but at some point you can't come back from that. It's the same like if you're somebody who's a chronic alcohol user, right? You go out, one of us goes out tonight and we get drunk, our brain's gonna shrink. Our brain's gonna get dehydrated. The reason why you get drunk or tipsy is because of the negative impact alcohol is having on the brain. But you do that once, your brain will plump back up, right? Once you stop drinking. But you constantly do that, there's no recovery from that, right? So people who are chronic alcohol abusers, they can develop dementia, they can develop strokes as a result, they can develop epilepsy as a result.
Let's talk about the average person, not concussions, not athletes, not Adrian Broner, the average person that, like, brain. And like, just like you were saying, like alcohol. What are some other things that deteriorate our brains on a regular basis, and things we could do to work on our brain on a regular basis?
Oh man, there's a lot.
Yeah, stress is one of them, man. Chronic stress kills brain cells, especially in the parts of your brain responsible for making new memories.
Oh man, I'm up out of here.
Right?
I got about 4 more, man.
So we got to find healthy ways to relieve our stress, and we got to just minimize our stress, right? Like, the way that the world or society has been created is not the way that we were meant to live. So chronic stress is a big one for people.
Yeah, I wonder if drinking is somebody in the chat saying, drinking. Yeah, drinking is a big problem. I'm not sure yet. And if the studies, you look at studies that say weed use is good. Some of them say weed use is bad. So I'm going to say that that's got to be, done with a medical professional, maybe some not overuse. So no misuse.
For sure.
So that's the big thing. No overuse.
What would you quantify overuse though?
Everybody's different.
What do you mean?
It depends on because some people just abuse it. Like, there's no anxiety, there's no chronic pain, and they're just smoking it as recreational drug just to go party. And then it can be used out of purpose. But none of these doctors are really giving you no real prescriptions either. So I'm not going to even give you that false narrative. Like, you go to some doctor and they prescribe you the right dosages. No, it's you go in there, you say your toe hurt, they'll give you a card. But I think it's more, you just got to talk either with your physician or deal with somebody holistically that works with holistic treatment. And then you can find out what's your threshold, how much you should be. And you should switch it up anyway. You shouldn't just smoke or just, there's different ways to take in all of this stuff.
100% agree.
Get back to your stuff though.
No, I would say that I wonder if, people in my mind, it's almost about what are you trying to accomplish? And if the things you're consuming going to help you accomplish those things. That's like the number one thing that we don't really consider. What are we trying to accomplish? And then move forward with that. And then whatever you put in is going to help you or slow you from being able to accomplish that. And so when we talk about training your brain, it's about trying to accomplish something next. So, I like to say sometimes that life is a race. If you're going to race that, you might want to train for that too. And where do you want to be in this race? You want to be in the front, you want to be in the middle, you want to be in the back, chilling out, where do you want to be, And so depending on where you want to be in that race, you have to figure out the resources, find the resources, like think up lifestyle, like what Dr. Philippe's doing with the Inley Brain Fit Institute to help get your brain to a spot where you can advance. Because if we're not advancing, somebody else is, right? And that's what, to me,
gotta get in the gym.
Gotta get in it. You can people. A lot of people like to talk about it,
right.
but very few people want to be about it.
That's a fact. The work is the work. You can't
work
fake the work.
Is the work.
Yeah.
Got to put it in. There's no way to get around it. I know it's a little bit of a different spin to some of this mental health talk that has popped up. Is I was scrolling through Twitter, and I get this alert. I gotta tell you guys the alert. The alert says that more than 2/3 of kids are behind when it comes to mathematics. More than 2/3 of kids are behind when it comes to their reading, the ability to read and comprehend. I would consider those as mental health issues. And the fact that we don't talk about that as well, and leading up to like, okay, well, what does that do to society? What happens to that same person when you become older, when you have underdeveloped brain skills, how that makes you feel? I would say that is a big driver behind a lot of what we see as mental health issues as well. It's our inability to process certain types of information. Not that I'm talking about the classroom, but how we're processing information so that we can accomplish or know certain types of information.
What do you think caused us the 2/3 to get behind? Because obviously something was a drop off.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna call it modernity, which is the modern life, right? The times that we live in now, where we don't have to think, we don't have to practice thinking hard. Most things are just given to us and done for us. The way we consume media, I love podcasting and people listening to us talk, but at some point we have to practice the art, or get into the art of reading a thing too, and understanding, what's the phonemes behind that, and maybe that's the underlying layers to that. And I think the modern lifestyle has kept us from, to some degree, being able to strengthen our ability to learn, right? So if I always use a dolly to lift a box to bring into my house, I'll never be strong enough to lift that box on my own. And that kind of is like, when you don't exercise thought and creativity. It took a lot of thought to get to this modern world, to get to the point where we can pod back and forth, the mathematics behind that. Somebody had to think of that idea. Once the idea is thought of, from a brain standpoint, there's not much work left to do. It's just use it. And so you kind of lose things when you're not having to think, your brain is not working to create new thoughts or how to do something new, Yeah,
that makes sense.
And
it's already here.
Yeah, and a really great example of that, right, is GPS, right? So nobody has to remember how to get anywhere anymore,
right?
Because they just plug in the address. And then I have people that come to me, they're like, man, my spatial orientation is off. I was like, yeah, because you don't use it. You put the address into your GPS all the time, right? Same way people are like, man, I can't remember numbers. It's like, when's the last time you had to remember a phone number? It's all in your phone, right? So these are things growing up. Like, I still remember my first phone number as a kid.
Yeah, me too.
718-693-8190. Right?
I'm calling it.
850-580-6343.
561-996-2470.
You had to either write it down in a little black book, or you had to remember all these numbers. And we don't have to do those things anymore. So that has a significant consequence. And the reality is that our education system does not set us up for lifelong learning, right? And one of the things that I tell people all the time, the other word for graduation is commencement. And commence in French means the beginning. The day you graduate from whatever school, high school, college, some advanced degree, that's when your real learning starts. That's not when you stop. That's when you actually begin. And most people don't continue with learning after they graduate.
I was going to say this when it comes to that spatial awareness, and so people understand that. So I have an older son, and I never thought about it, but he would, like, when he's grown up, he's 18 now. We drive around and he'd have his tablet or his phone or whatever playing with it. And one day when he was starting to drive, we were maybe, I don't know, a couple miles from home. It was only maybe like 2 more turns to make in this few miles to go. And he looks at me and goes, "Where do I go next?" And I said, "What do you mean, where do you go next? We're like 2 miles from the house." And so it didn't dawn on me. It didn't dawn on me until, seeing him go, like, be really sincere about, like, I really don't know where I'm at. That by him not just sitting in a car, just not doing anything, rather than having one of these in his hands, that his brain wasn't actually taking in where we were in our own town.
Right.
Yep.
So you got a kid that could get lost like a few blocks from the house, and you're like, and so at first you want to make fun of him, but it really is not his fault because I gave his brain something else to do while we were in the car.
I'm definitely cursing him out though.
Oh, man.
So sometimes when I'm listening to the show, I got to pick at CJ a little bit. Sometimes it's almost like every time you guys pod, somebody comes in the room to disrupt him as if he doesn't pod at the same time every show. I'm like, how in the world do they not remember that this dude is working? So, it's kind of like
lack of care. Is that a cognitive thing too?
Yes.
How do you make kids care more?
It is. They got to see
mind diagnosed then.
That's funny. So I always tell people when you see people do these things that are seemingly off, it's because their brain doesn't see an advantage to be on the same wavelength as you. Right? It doesn't see the advantage. There's no advantage for me to see, CJ pod, without the disruption. And once they saw the advantage, this puts this in my pocket, this does that, this does this, then they were like, let me let this dude cook a little bit. But same thing when it comes to the way that he was going to get home. His brain at the time didn't see the advantage of knowing, because it didn't foreknow, the advantage of knowing where we're at so that I can get home safely later. And so we don't necessarily put into play, the right things in our lives to give us the most success. And so if you have kids and they're playing devices in the car, I'm going to say, hey, man, you may want to take that one away for now. Allow them to pay attention to see, just so their brains to catch up on things that, you don't talk about, because that's what the brain does. It notices so much more than we can even express in language.
That's real.
That's crazy you say that, because I remember taking my nephew to work and he told me it was right around the corner, and I left my phone in the house and I was like, I don't need it. It's right around the corner. And it's like, it was a couple miles away. Man, let me tell you, I was slap lost, and we was about 3 miles away. And he said this happens to people all the time. Huh? He said every time it is kind of a maze, but still, man, It didn't make no sense for me to drop that kid 3-4 miles away. And I'm telling you, and no phone, so I got no way to call him. I am lost. I was able to find it back to his job. And then go down there and be like, hey, can y'all go get my nephew? I can't find my way.
Hey, man, your lost ass uncle out there, bro.
Yeah, that's a true story. That's why I was like over here giggling so much. He was talking. I was like, bro, I've been there. But that's just more testimony to how, if you don't pay attention, it wasn't that important. So you're not exercising that muscle.
No, you have to. Your brain. So this is really interesting. So you have like a CEO of your brain, right? And when it's learning something, it's fully engaged in like, this is how we need to do this thing. But once it knows how to do it, the CEO can kind of check out, and you can see your rest of your brain firing to do the task that's necessary, rather than the CEO always being engaged in every last thing. And just imagine if like Corey or anybody else who's running the network has to like jump on every single one of our shows in order for us to have a decent show. Can you imagine that? What it would be like to, and some of us have a couple podcasts we jump on. And so it's too much work. So we have to be able to put our brains in the position so that the CEO can learn something efficiently, so that then it can then allow it to grow and learn other things later. And so you got to be able to put yourself in positions in order to get your brain firing better, more stuff. You can put more responsibilities on it, right? So if again, back to Corey, if Corey was on all of our shows, there's a very limited amount of time, a limited amount of resources that he could put to being on more shows and building a network beyond the few shows that he gets to jump on every day. So, it's kind of like that to some degree.
So essentially, and I know this, and I want to make sure that our listeners are picking up on the overriding message from you guys, is there's a way to improve our brains, period, right? Either through, exercises, Well, basically, I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, it's all basic exercises. I'm assuming nutrition has stuff to do with that as well, though, right?
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
absolutely, man. Like when we're eating a lot of processed, unhealthy foods, that causes inflammation, right? And we
It's
know this, right?
bad.
We feel bloated, right? We get all gassy. Well, that inflammation doesn't just stay in your gut. That inflammation goes up to your brain, right? So there are people with neurological disorders. You could treat that just by changing the way that they eat.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. I just ordered your book. Matter of fact, I want to tell people it's on Amazon for sure.
Yeah.
I keep saying I'm gonna get it now. As soon as you was on here, when we was on, I was like, "Oh, let me order this book right
That's
now."
a good book.
Because I'll
That's a good
forget
book.
it, which is
That's-
another reason. More testimony to some of the services that you guys can provide just through the education. You got a game as well, too, right?
Yeah, I created a app called Dr. Dion's Brain Fit, which is like kind of like a medical Candy Crush. It's got like 40 levels. Each level represents a different disease state, and you're basically matching healthy foods and healthy activities in the level. And then you also get questions that pop up based on the topic of that level. So that way you're learning something as you play.
Philippe, you've been through. I've seen a bunch of your YouTube videos, man. I just went down a rabbit hole one day, just watching a lot of you like just speaking at
YouTube will
different.
do it to you.
Yeah, man, very very interesting stuff. Tell me a little bit about your story and how you get into like what led you, because you're a doctor. So what led you into this path of the think up lifestyle and other different areas of cognitive and different brain development? This is more of a lifestyle type thing that you're doing as well. It's not just medicine. So what led you to this?
Yeah, so I mean, the way that I got into neurology was that growing up, I had a cousin with epilepsy, I had a grandmother with Alzheimer's disease, and even though those are really debilitating disorders to witness, there was that part of me that was like, man, when the brain works the way that it's supposed to, it is a beautiful, beautiful, and powerful thing, right? And then I became a doctor where it's basically in Western medicine, it's basically disease, prescriptions, and procedures. Like that is what it is focused on. It's not focused on getting to the root cause of the issue. And growing up, actually, when I was 18 years old, I was diagnosed with kidney disease as a freshman in college. And I went through college and medical school in kidney failure, and then had my first kidney transplant about 8 days after graduating from med school. And people would always ask me, well, how did you go through college in kidney failure? How did you go through med school in kidney failure? And I was like, well, I never really focused on the disease. Like it felt more like a nuisance. I had like a bigger picture in mind, right? So it didn't become my identity. And when I became a doctor and working with people who had neurological disorders, I found that when I was most impactful, when I got them to really get healthy, was by delving into like the way that they thought about their disease process, the way that they thought about themselves and their communities. It was in getting to the root cause of the issue and getting them to change the way that they lived. That's when I was the most impactful, right? It didn't mean that I cured every single one of them, but their diseases improved, and most importantly, their lives improved. Even if it meant they had to leave a job because that job wasn't serving them, and they started their own business and now they're millionaires in their own business, right? Or even if that meant that they couldn't get pregnant for years and all of a sudden now they've got 2 beautiful children, or if that meant that they finally started their music careers, right? That it's like I was just being so incredibly impactful, and I was like, I need to do this for more people. And being in that traditional medicine route where you're just giving people pills, right? It doesn't take much to give somebody a pill, right? It's just like, all right, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to change the underlying issue. We'll probably have to increase the dose at some point. But being like, hey, what is it that is really going on in your life? Let's get to the root of that. Let's figure out what your vision is for your life. Let's get you to work on that. Let's get you in great physical health. Let's talk about your mental health. And that's when people transform their lives. And that's really what I'm about. Teaching people how to become the leaders that their brains need them to be in order for them to transform their lives.
Man, that's some good shit.
Man,
I feel like running through a wall now, right?
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
I don't need no Tebow speech. See, that's the kind of stuff touched me. I'm like, yeah, that's real. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah. I mean, people have everything that they need within them to create the life that they want. They just have to be very mindful of what they are taking in, what they're taking into their minds, right? through TV, news, social media, all that stuff, the people they spend time with, also what they're putting into their bodies and the food that they eat.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of studies are coming out with all types of stuff, like the stuff that's been released about Tylenol. Like, that'd be a little bit more questionable, or I would question taking that, especially if you have pregnant women in your family. I know that a lot of people like to say take it, but I would even slow that taking that. So
yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful with all this stuff. So one of the things, so I still see patients about 10 times a month in that traditional sort of setting. And one of the things that I do is I see a lot of people around the country with strokes, right? They're coming in with strokes. And if you're having a stroke, you need to get to the hospital right away. But one of the things that we're evaluating you for is to see if you're going to qualify for a medication called TPA that helps to break up the clot that's causing that stroke, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that medication doesn't help you right now. The studies show that you might do better 3 months out than somebody who doesn't get the medication. But the caveat is that medication comes with a 6 to 7% risk of a catastrophic bleed in your brain. A lot of people will say that's a very low risk. But if you're sick, that's 6 to 7 people out of 100. If you're one of those 6, that's not a low risk, right? And I have literally seen people, they start bleeding in their brain and you're like, man, you're going to die within hours and there's nothing we can do because you're actively bleeding. I have seen people bleed out through their skin, right? And that is what medicine is. It's taking these risks when somebody presents with an emergency. Well, but maybe that emergency didn't have to happen if they had changed up what their lifestyle was.
Yeah.
That's real.
If you don't have a regimen, gotta create one.
Yeah.
Already, man.
Larion's about to move to Florida. You want to be bleeding out your skin on that drive down.
I got a plan. Let's see if I execute.
Why is your nickname Tillicum? Is that based on the whale from SeaWorld?
Yeah, blackfish. Yeah, you know what it is. Yeah, I told the other people, yeah, blackfish, man.
Yeah,
that one was
dangerous. Careful getting in that
dangerous.
water with me. That's all.
I saw that documentary, and I'm like, I'm never going back.
No safe one.
Ain't no safe one.
Nah, you gotta get him out of that tank.
He was a register. He got bodies under his belt. Like he got like 3 white teardrops down his face.
Trill with it.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I let them know, man. Just careful hopping in that water with me, man. You might not come back out of there. I know I'm fun in games. And, oh, look, Larry, he's nice. Yeah, I am. But
who the hell you talking to, man, on this show, bro? You said
hell subliminals, don't he? You said hella subliminals.
Hey, cause guess what?
Yeah, like, who you talking to?
People be talking to me. Same way they talk to you. They talk to me crazy sometimes. I think I don't see everything.
Bro. I didn't know you had ops, bro. My bad.
Yeah, I'm doing something right. So I gotta have a couple of them.
For sure.
Oh, real fast before we get off here, I know we're about to wrap. Who's gonna have the best team in the state this year?
You already know what time it is, Doug.
Miami.
You already know what time it is, man.
Miami, but I mean,
you expect any other answer?
I did a little bit. I thought y'all weren't gonna lie.
No,
I ain't gonna lie. I honestly, okay, if you want to be, it's gonna be hard to measure. Like I honestly think Miami and Florida will probably have pretty similar records, but we won't play each other. And I think Florida State will do better this year too, but I still see them in the 6-6 to 8-4 range.
That'd be good for the show if everybody's
just better. Yeah, I think better, all 3 teams will be better.
For sure.
So measuring the best will be a little tough.
I mean, if my team's really good and their team's trash, still gonna be a great time.
Well,
hey, like you say, you gotta choose happiness. So if we go out there and win 2 games, then hey, I'm not gonna let it depress me. I still got a show to do. It's what it is. I don't call no plays, nor do I run any of them. But
you choosing yourself.
There you go. But I'm gonna do my show.
And I do gotta ask this question because of what you said the last show, CJ. Are you able to go back to the scrimmage to a scrimmage? Or
yeah. No, I wasn't because they basically told him. Yeah, they basically told him like,
man.
Yeah, they kind of laughed at the situation like, yeah, so okay, he wasn't there as media. He spoke after Norvell's press conference. Like, just relax. What you guys should complain about. So it wasn't a shot at FSU itself. It was just people within the media. Yeah, pretty much.
And I have a personal shout out to you, CJ, man. My brother,
man. We got ops out here, Doug.
Yeah. I got a personal shout out to CJ, my brother, who I'm real proud of him. He's my youngest brother. He's also a doctor as well. He's moved down to Florida to run. He's running some department for the state of Florida, actually, where they collect drugs from other hospitals and different ones, and then kind of redistributed them to people who actually need them, who can't afford those type of drugs. He runs a program for the state. Yeah. So, but anyways, CJ, I said, CJ, man, he's moving down to Florida. He's moving to Tallahassee, and none of us has ever been there. Can you help him figure out where he should live? And he helped him out a little bit. So I got to say,
he must be his neighbor. We heard CJ doing big things out there. So he's probably about 2-3 houses now.
yeah, he around the corner. But Doug, he hit me up, asked me to reach out to bro. It was and Doug is good people, man. So it was no pressure at all, man. You asked for a favor, man. Definitely will take care of it. So that was easy to do, man, because you're a solid dude yourself.
That's the 850 mayor. Y'all 850, ain't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to live in Pensacola. I can't remember if y'all was 850 too.
Yeah,
850 man.
We built this barbecue business.
No doubt, man.
I do want to tell everybody, man, take Doug up on this offer. Go check out Think Up Lifestyle, man.
thinkupexcellence.com.
Think Up Excellence.
.com. You can find us.
I'm in the gym right now. We do our little workouts, exercises. Larry and CJ, y'all boys indulging and stuff, man. I think it's great. It's gonna keep
the link back up
already.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else, guys?
Good, man. Thank y'all for pulling
up. Good seeing you, Doc.
It's game week, baby. It's game week.
Oh, that's right. It's gonna be a win, right? How much y'all gonna win by?
Probably about 40, something like not
like
too
40?
serious.
They should. Yeah. You seen that team?
Yeah,
they look like Florida State to me. I was like, not the same size.
They must look similar to Miami then.
I saw Florida State play maybe like two games. I watched the Notre Dame game last year, and then I turned on. I got the ESPN alert that that they were on.
Hey, now how that y'all boys, man. Hey, no, it's crazy. That's where everybody started tuning in around that same damn time. Oh, what the hell going on? Let me get the timeline real quick.
Hey,
what goes on here?
Yes.
Somebody come look at this.
Yeah. Look at this.
I didn't believe what I was seeing.
Mama, look.
Shit, I was there live, dog. I ain't believe the shit either, man. I was there live.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's
right. And then right now they keep showing like how the season or how that game ended, and those missed tackles or try for tackles. Like
so that's the thing, man. The play itself was cool, man. But if you give the damn catch and tackle, the game is over.
It's over.
That was crazy.
That's the definition of pissing down your leg right there, bro.
Moment too big.
Moment way too big.
Not exactly.
Get on out of here, man. CJ gonna get blessed out.
Yeah. All right, Doug.
Thanks, fellas.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us, fellas.
Yeah. Good seeing you guys. All right.
Man.
The Brain Profits.
Shout out to the Brain Profits, man.
Yeah, I just ordered that book.
Shout out to the Brain Profits.
Not gonna find better content, man.
Dr. Dion.
Let's do some quick national talk. Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian announced to a spokesman that Quinn Ewers will be Texas starting quarterback over Hudson Card, who people were saying around camp was the presumed leader of the clubhouse.
Bad business, man. Bad business.
Yeah, it's bad business.
He sent out to a spokesperson. That's
right. That go to show you he couldn't even say it. That was news to me when you just said that. I was like, a spokesperson? Why you leave? Oh, never mind. Sark was like, I can't stand up there and just look these people in the eyes. And,
the smoke is, for the average listener that don't follow Texas, the smoke is that Quinn Ewers got beat out for the position, and the boosters stepped in. Big money boosters stepped in and kind of went over Sarkisian's head with the starting job. And this happens at some programs, man. Especially at Texas. This is,
but that's the thing, though, right? Yeah, it happens at other programs, but this is a reoccurring theme that we heard from Texas, and we kind of spoke about it pre-show, man. Like, let the money, let your money work for you. You feel me? You paying these coaches X amount of dollars. You paying them coaches X amount of dollars for a reason. Let the coaches work. Now you check on your investment X. Something go wrong. This, that, another. Me and Larry was talking about it earlier, but checking in it every day. Let the coaches work. You're paying them for a reason. They're making 5, 6, however plus meal for a reason.
NIL, baby.
Yeah, that too.
The NIL is affecting. There's some money been spent with this kid, man. Because both kids are highly regarded. Like, it's not like one's a 3-star, and right. Both of these kids are highly regarded kids. So what's the deal? Why are the boosters stepping in? It feels like NIL.
I looked him up right before the show. That kid was a borderline 5-star. Like he was like his grade was like a 97. He was right up there. I mean, and he has he's been in the college game longer, so it would make sense as that would be the case. But like you said, that NIL stuff comes into play, and I think we mentioned before how Ruiz said he's going to scale back. We do have a new collective to help take some of those burdens off. And I think it's smart.
Game, man.
Yeah. I just, I never dumped on the collectors, but I know a lot of our fans did. I think it's a lack of understanding because I didn't really understand every part of it. Yeah, ignorance. That's what I just said, man. You had to use that word.
Yeah,
I can understand the ignorance.
No, I got to get point.
I already said that without using that word, but and I think this could prove to be a situation where you may see, all right, we got to slow this down. This kid, okay, he got an arm. We saw that. I mean, he's a winner. We've seen that. But every level you go up, the competition gets that much more difficult. And if he's legit not the next guy, maybe he just needs one more year. The freshman.
You got Manning on the way, baby. Ain't no more one more year.
He said they for Manning. That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with Manning coming in, taking a red shirt, and learning the game from the sideline as well? Every time you step up, this game gets tougher.
But think about, okay, so say Hudson Card is the guy, right? Mm-hmm. And he's a starter. Quinn Ewers getting steady eating these checks, bro. He done got a check from Ohio State, getting a couple years of NIL from Texas on the bench. And then you got Manning coming on campus while Hudson Card is the guy. Like, he could easily get past. So there's some pressure, even when Manning not even on campus, some pressure to push these guys up and out the door a little bit.
Right, but my thing is, and you're right, and I think the pressure comes from boosters investing too much too soon, right?
Yeah, if I spend $1 million, bro, I'm gonna tell you who about to start. I'm tell you that right now. Yeah. There ain't no return on this shit, man.
Right, yeah, but I mean, just have to shift, and that's why I think you called it, and like that's why I brought up the Reed's point, and I think you're gonna see it like next year. This money ain't gonna be flying out the door like that, man. They say it ain't paid for play, but yes, it is. You have to perform. And another point we brought up here, I don't remember which one of us did, personality goes a long way too. This is supposed to be
your
work.
image and likeness.
I saw image and likeness. I saw the Tyler Van Dyke college hunks moving junks commercial. Pretty good. Kid he had a good personality on there, did a decent acting job, felt pretty fluid and natural. That's what it's supposed to be. And
college hunks moving junk is hilarious.
Somebody and the reality is he gets those endorsements from the way he played last year. Makes sense. So we're gonna see a slowdown on all of that, especially if Ewers goes out there, stinks it up a little bit, and then everybody gonna be calling him saying, "Put a card in."
It's on the horizon.
It's like I said.
You playing with the football guys, man. When you start playing with football guys, you win a job in camp the right way. That's what Dan Mullen played with last year. You see his ass up out of there. You can't play with that shit, man. And it's the boosters doing it, so it ain't on Sark. But when you start playing with the competition of the locker room, like the vibes is off, man. You're gonna split the locker room between the players because they know who really won the job. So now it's weird. As soon as this kid make a mistake, everybody's gonna be looking over their shoulder like, man, what the fuck going on?
Right.
Including Sark. So I'm like, man, boy, shit, I'm with y'all boys, man.
Shit bigger than me. That's what I do sometimes when I'm just losing the argument. I ain't got no comeback. This shit bigger
than you, bro.
It's either bigger than me or it's bigger than that. One of the two. If y'all ever get pinned into a corner, just one of those two usually get out there pretty good.
Last thing, so we go be family men and whatnot. HBCU Go has struck a nationwide broadcast deal with CBS stations for the 2022 and 23 season.
So now HBCU sports programming will be available in 12 major U.S. TV markets, including 70% of Black households and 60% of homes overall. That's real dope, man. Something that's much needed. Great exposure should have been done, but I do think it's. We talked about the impact that Deion is, having within the HBCU ranks, and we see it all the time, man. Like, this is it. building that brand. His impact is going to be far, far bigger than what he does at Jacksonville, not Jacksonville State, Jackson State, excuse me, as far as what they do on the field and stuff like that. It's way bigger than that with what Deion is doing. So I do credit him to that. And I think it's just going to be more like to HBCUs or something that we're going to see just grow moving forward.
I also think like CBS got to get a little bit more because you got guys like Apple and Amazon and all them entering the space of like college sports and trying to get into the TV business. So I think like that you're gonna have to find more opportunities into some demographics where there's profits at. You know, money is green. And I think HBCUs and a lot of these smaller schools are gonna be opportunities for CBS to kind of get some other plays because we'll see how Apple and Amazon jump into the space here soon.
Amazon got that thing locked, boy. You get everything on Amazon. Thursday
Man, it's
night
crazy.
Football, yeah, free shipping.
Yeah, man.
Music, everything, streaming.
Yeah, they gonna get that boy up out of here soon, man.
Gee, don't say that. I'm going to work for him.
No, not in a bad way, but that's a powerful man. Like he's a very, very powerful man. But we ain't finna get into all that, man. Let's get up out of here, man. Sunday fun day. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. Hey, pound that like button one more time for y'all get out of here. Subscribe to us, tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend, man. We appreciate all the love and energy. Shout out to Bam, man. Raw Diets, Pet Supplies, but we appreciate that, man. We did. That was out of left field, but great guest, man. We got some good, talented people on this network, bro.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Shout outs, fellas.
Just shout out to
this game week. That's it. We got shout out to those guys, man. Oh yeah,
man, real focus on the game, ain't it?
Got fucking film review breakdown. This time, baby.
You know who the weird fans are? The fans that when you talking shit, be like, y'all boys need to focus on Utah. Motherfucker, I'm not playing.
I ain't got film to break. They ain't seeing me the tape. like, bro, they ain't seeing me the tapes. The fuck, I ain't got the game plan, motherfucker. Bitch, I'm gonna be sure. All right.
I'll be like, you right.
Focus on Utah. Yeah, right. Let me cut this shit out right now and go in my damn room right now and go over this cover a couple times.
Yeah,
bitch, I ain't.
Now what are we doing here, Hickson?
Right.
What's going on here? We don't get to go in them rooms, man. I definitely don't have that kind of access. I'm working on it. I'm gonna pull up one day and just.
I gotta get up out of here though, fellas. They call me.
Yeah. Let's get up
out of here. Yeah. Peace.
We out of here, man. It's the roll up. It's the vibe.
Get out my house, bro.
Come out.